Peace. What's up? Que pasa? What's good? What's happening? This video is about hip hop and its relationship, its close relationship to the occult. The reason for this video is because I get a lot of inquiries pertaining to hip hop and its relationship to the Illuminati. A lot of people ask me about this, and they most people, tend to condemn the Illuminati, and they tend to link hip hop with being controlled by the Illuminati because of certain hand signs, symbols, sigils, words, and different visual effects that they see in videos. They tend to link hip hop with the Illuminati because of the above reasons. And I wanted to kind of address hip hop and its close relationship to the occult. Now, first, let me say, and I've said this in other videos, what you guys are calling the Illuminati, I'll say it like this, like with most people, like what you guys are calling the Illuminati, and what you're saying that the Illuminati is, and when I say you, I'm talking about the masses of the people, what they think the Illuminati is totally off basis. You're totally off point. You're totally off point in linking them with dark satanic practices, because you're totally off when it comes to your vocabulary and how you're looking at these things. Like you're totally off. Like you're totally off on your definition of Satan. You're totally off on your definition of the Illuminati, and you're totally off on your definition of the occult. And you're linking all of these things together, and you're basically saying that this is controlling the hip hop industry and the music industry in general. Now, I want to first say that the Illuminati, first of all, you can't show me a chartered organization called the Illuminati. And I know many people hate when I say this, because they're like, man, it's a such thing as the Illuminati. I know you listen to Alex Jones, and I know you listen to David Icke and all of these different people, and they like go deep into the Illuminati, and I know you know for a fact that it's a such thing as the Illuminati, and I think that you just some form of a paid agent, you know what I'm saying, because you don't want to get out here and talk about the Illuminati. Either that or you just scared. And I'm like, dude, for one thing, you're not out here talking about anything, so if anybody's scared, it's you. So, I mean, and I'm not saying this to everybody, but this is for certain people, because I hear this all the time. So I'm like, dude, you're not talking about anything. You know what I'm saying? So, for one thing, if anybody's scared, it's you. For two, you can't show me a chartered organization called the Illuminati. Now, I broke down several secret societies in my videos. I've talked about the Skull and Bones on the radio in front of hundreds of thousands of people. I've talked about the Masons on the radio in front of hundreds of thousands of people. I've talked about all of these secret societies. And I'm here to tell you that I'm not against any of these secret societies. Reason being is because I know where they get their information from. So I have no need to be against these secret societies. I look at them like my sons. Basically, what's going on with these secret societies is that they are demonstrating and teaching information that came from my ancestors. So therefore, why would I be mad about this? I mean, they're basically putting my ancestors on the map. And as far as this group that you're calling the Illuminati, you're getting them mistaken for various secret societies. Now, there is an Illuminati, but you can't see them. There is an Illuminati, and I'm linked to this Illuminati, but you can't see them. And what I mean by I'm linked to this is that the Illuminati is dealing with a light that's located in the astral force, an intelligent light. The Illuminati means the enlightened ones. And the Illuminati is a light that's located in the astral plane. And basically, you can tap into this light, and it's intelligent, and it will guide you. It will guide you into certain directions. It's a very spiritual thing. See, the Illuminati, from my vantage point, the way I teach it, is a very spiritual thing. It has nothing to do with worshiping the devil. It has nothing to do with killing babies. It has nothing to do with taking blood baths or any of those things. The Illuminati is a very high spiritual concept of ideals. And it basically, when you tap into this light, which is actually an intelligent being, you become enlightened. And you become an initiate of the Illuminati, but this is not a physical group of people. So when I wrote the article, The 3 Schools of the Illuminati and the Various Schools of the Occult, I was striving to break down this information. And you can actually research this article on my website. But when I wrote the 3 Illuminatis in the various schools of the occult, I talked about the 3 lights. There are 3 lights that are basically dealing with the Illuminati. Now, the group that you see that are controlling the music industry, as far as the light that they deal with, is the red light. They deal with the red light, but they're not called the Illuminati. It's a secret society that controls the music industry, and it's not called the Illuminati, but they deal with the Illuminati. And like many of you can't understand this because it's a spiritual concept. The Illuminati is a very spiritual concept, and what I mean by spiritual, I just mean it's an unseen concept. So it's a very unseen concept, so that's why many of you don't really understand exactly what the Illuminati is, and you tend to label everybody that's having any kind of success, you label them as a member of the Illuminati, when it doesn't work like that. You becoming a member of Illuminati once you tap into an intelligent light force, and there's 3 of them. And basically, like I said, and I'm not going to go into what they are here, but like I said, the Illuminati, as you know it, they deal with the red light, or the lower level. The red light is a lower energy level. It's a lower level, is basically located in what we call the root chakra. It's a lower energy and a lower vibration, and that's why you see them pumping the sex in the music industry, and they talk about sex all the time, and money, and a whole bunch of lower vibrational things. That really, when you get tapped into the higher aspect of the Illuminati, you rise above these lower vibrational things, and you're dealing with a higher aspect. You're dealing with the high frequencies. And when you deal with the high frequencies, you can attract money and all these things, and you can attract actually the things that you need. So you're not really concerned with money, because you can attract the exact thing that you need when you tap into the higher aspects of the Illuminati. But I'm not going to go into this here. I go into this more in my meditation consultations and things of that nature, and I can teach you how to tap into the higher lights, because that's all the Illuminati is different lights. And I teach you how to tap into the higher lights. And I know I've kind of gotten off track or whatever, because I was supposed to be talking about hip-hop and its relationship to the occult. I'm going to strive to do that in the next few minutes, because I only have a certain amount of time with YouTube. And I already know I'm going to have to do a part 2 to this. I already see that. But now the music industry and the hip-hop industry has always had a close relationship with the occult and with the occult realm. Hip-hop and the occult go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. What I mean by that is that the hip-hop industry, and actually the art form of hip-hop, because I'm not talking about the industry, because that came second. The art form of hip-hop came first. And the art form of hip-hop was started by Afrika Bambaataa and Kool Herc and various other old school hip-hoppers that are still living to this day. Now, Afrika Bambaataa was a part of the Zulu Nation, and the Zulu Nation were what I call a group of occultists. And the reason why I call them occultists is because they dealt with information that was hidden. You see, the people that started hip-hop, and the brothers and sisters that started hip-hop, were actually occultists. And basically what I mean by that is this: they weren't Christians. And so when you hear all of these people out here talking about this information about how the Illuminati is bad, and these people in the music industry are into the occult and things of that nature, you notice most of these people are either Christians, or some of them are like Muslims or whatever, and they're very religious. And basically what they fail to realize is that what the hip-hoppers are doing, they always were affiliated with the occult. They always were affiliated with this, because the occult started hip-hop. And I can prove that. I can definitely prove that. I got a book or whatever. I don't have it at this place where I'm at right now, but I got a book, and it was written by a brother, spiritual brother, named Black Dot. Very spiritual, but he's a melanated brother. You know, like most of the very spiritual people are very like melanated, and they tend to suppress the melanated individuals a lot. But anyway, this brother is a very spiritual brother named Black Dot, and I'm sure many of you have heard of him. And he talks about the music industry and its relationship to various elements, the 5 elements. Hip-hop is basically a musical aspect of the occult, and it's based on the elements. And these elements were DJing, MCing, breakdancing, graffiti, and it was a 5th element, and it's a hidden element in hip-hop. I'm going to do a separate video on this, but the 5th element was actually the element of teaching, knowledge of self. And that's the 5th element. So in his book, The Black Dot goes into this information, and he demonstrates to you how the people that, and the brothers and sisters that started hip-hop, when they started hip-hop, they had the occult in mind. They definitely had all of this information in mind, the information that came from the ancients, our ancestors, who we all came from. See, our ancestors dealt with the occult heavy. There was no Christianity. There was no Islam. There was no Judaism, because the occult predates all of this information. Actually, these religions were started and based off of occult teachings and principles, and a whole bunch of esoteric knowledge, if you will. Like all of these schools of religion were started by occult principles. And I'm not here to beat up on religion, but my point I'm making is that you're getting this information about how these rappers are devil worshippers and things of that nature. You're getting this information from people that are Christians. That's the first thing. You're getting this information from people that are Christians. And the problem with that is that you're getting a slanted version of what these symbols and things like that actually represent, and you're not getting a great understanding of them, because Christians don't know. They have lost the knowledge of what these symbols really mean, and what these hand signs really mean, and what these sigils really mean. So every time they see somebody throwing up a hand sign, or every time they say a certain word, they automatically say that they're linked into some type of devil worshiping occult order and all this. Like you don't even know the origins of the devil. You don't even know where the devil came from. And I could do a video on the devil if I wanted to, because like many of you don't understand who the devil really is or what the devil really is. You're just basically hearing this information from people that are miseducated and misinformed, that can't read the languages that their scriptures was even revealed in. So therefore they have they don't have a great understanding of what's going on here when it comes to the music industry and the occult, because they can't even read the scriptures in the original languages, and the scriptures predate English, and these people are speaking English. So if you can't understand the scriptures in the original languages, you can't sit up here and even try to translate and tell me who's worshiping the devil and who's not, based off of your religious thinking and your understanding. So that's the first thing I want to point out. So the hip-hop industry has always been linked to the occult. It's always been linked to the dark side. I mean, it was started in clubs, so it's always been a part of the hidden information. The people that started hip-hop, it was some 5%ers involved in this as well. A lot of the first original patriarchs and matriarchs of hip-hop were 5%ers. And as you know, the 5%ers were a stem-off from the Nation of Islam under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad dealt with a whole lot of occult information. All the information that's in the Supreme Wisdom, which is the book that he put out, this information can be verified and it can be validated through the occult teachings. I mean, I'm talking about way back in the 1920s. I mean, you have this information that was getting put out by like people like Rudolf Steiner, and people like that was teaching the same stuff that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was teaching. And Rudolf Steiner was an occultist. So really, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a black occultist, meaning that he taught hidden information. And that's why a lot of Christians and people like that have a hard time dealing with his information, because they call him this dark guy and this dark individual, and you know, like he dealt with all this dark information because he was teaching that the white man is the devil, and he was teaching about that the moon coming from the earth, and it was blown off from a mad scientist named Shabazz, and things of this nature. And you think that he was crazy, but he was getting this from occult information. I mean, he got this from his teacher, but his teacher studied occult information. His teacher, which was Master Fard Muhammad, studied occult information. He got a lot of information from Noble Drew Ali as well. And Noble Drew Ali studied occult information. Noble Drew Ali was a pure Sufi. He was a part of the Sufi order. And they delved deep into the occult, So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you try to say that these rappers and things of this nature are worshiping the devil, you don't have an understanding of the occult, beloveds. So you can't sit here and get this information from somebody that's religious. They're just trying to sell some videos or some tapes to you, so they can make some money, because they know that religion isn't really working anymore. So now the new doctrine is to promote and call people that are involved with the occult devil worshippers, and that's just not. It's just not cool. It's just not cool. So I'm going to have to go ahead and wrap this video up, and I'm going to do a part 2 to this definitely. But I'm just going to say this: the hip hop industry has always had a relationship with the occult, and it's a reason for this. And I'll go into this in part 2 as far as the reason why, but it was started by occultists and people that dealt with hidden information. The reason why hip-hop was birthed and came from those that were basically free from the spell of religion, and those that had broke free from that information as far as the spell of religion. These people that started hip-hop, most of them believed that they were gods, meaning that they had control of their own lives, and they didn't rely on an outside deity or entity to control their lives. And that's why there's such a deep connection and a relationship with the hip hoppers and the occultists. I'm going to come back at you with part 2.